Please welcome to the stage our final showstopper chorus, One Voice Chorus from Charlotte.
Good evening. Certain kinds of love never die. It was over a year ago that I was driving home from school and I was listening to NPR and a story that caught my attention came on. It was the story of Glenda Elliott and it was on StoryCorps Out Loud series. And it was a story of a woman who found another woman with whom she was in love in the 1940s. But they didn't know what they were going to do with that love because there were no examples of what to do with it. So they each went their separate ways, but yet they still remained in touch and they didn't know how to make that connection. And I'll let you find out the rest of the story as we go along. Well, I had taped the story, the transcript, to the wall above my keyboard, and I kept, this has to be a story, this has to be a musical performance. So I finally finished it, and the chorus was singing it and rehearsing it for a while, and I thought, I wonder if I need permission for these words. So I got through Facebook, I found Miss Glenda Elliott, and we had a phone call, and she was amazingly awesome and southern and genuine. And I said, Ms. Elliott, I'm so moved by your story, would you mind if I set the text to music? Sure, that's awesome. And I said, great, because I already did. So this evening, One Voice Chorus of Charlotte is humbled and honored to present to you this evening her story, our story, Glenda and Laurie, Certain Kinds of Love Never Die.
Laurie knew how to tease me without my being offended. And there was something in the way that she would smile that, I can still see very vividly. She was the first person I really, truly loved. But I grew up in the 40s in a small rural community, and there were certainly no role models of what it meant to love someone of the same sex. So I didn't know how to understand that. My high school sweetheart, he proposed to me, and I thought at that time, that's what a woman does. She gets married. And it didn't take me long to realize that I had made a mistake. So he and I decided to get a divorce. During all of this time, Laurie and I stayed in touch. I knew it turned out, it was a little boy. And I was relieved. It really would have been excruciatingly painful if she had had a little girl named after me. Somewhere along the way, she said to me, and somehow that made it okay. But then Lori got cancer, and she didn't live very long. And I didn't get to see her again. It didn't hit me so much until I turned 60. And I began to really think about old age. And this was the time. This was the time that Lori and I were gonna have. And it didn't happen. Certain kinds of love